Well, welcome everybody. Tonight we are going to cover mindset makeover. And in doing so, I have my lovely co-host, Sapphire Ambassador Lauren Wenzel. And we have just kind of been working through thoughts and mindset ourselves because has anybody else have a business that kind of goes like this? And if you're not looking at the camera, I'm making waves with my arm. Sometimes you have ups and downs in your business that stresses you out or makes you feel less than, or makes you feel like you're not cut out for this. And we just kind of want to squash those thoughts tonight. And so we created a PowerPoint that we're going to share with y'all about just a mindset makeover and just how to hold those thoughts captive, how to get back into action. Because if you are in no action, inaction, that's still an action, right? And we don't want that to happen because then there's no growth and there's no momentum that can take place. So I'm going to let one more person in the waiting room. Okay. And then we're going to go over here and present. Let's hope Canva is my friend. Screen share. Okay. Here we go. Can you see the screen? Alma, yes. Okay, I was like, I see Alma's face. Wonderful. Well, okay, everybody. Mindset Makeover is here. So over the next 4 weeks, tonight we're going to cover mindset, habits, creating systems. Because when Lauren and I were talking earlier, Lauren was like, girl, we need some systems. And then I was like, nailed it. And so that's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover the 4 pillars that fall under the umbrella of mindset. If you want to be successful in this industry, if you want to be successful in Plexus, those are very, very important. And that's what creates a stable legacy star diamond business. And you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start with getting to gold and growing by 100 points. So that's kind of going to be the message you see from us tonight, is what it would look like to get into action, to change your thoughts around your business and yourself, and to grow 100 points. What would that look like? What would that take? And if you're ready for that, that's what we are going to dive into. Okay. So just a little overview one more time of what we're going to cover tonight. Some little cuties from our team we had to throw in here. We're going to cover mindset, the difference between a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, your thoughts and what they determine, action or inaction, point fluctuation, which y'all are going to want to lean into that. Lauren is going to get real vulnerable with us tonight, and we're just going to kind of banter about what it looks like to go up and down in points, creating systems to avoid crazy dips and to be able to track and look at progress that can happen in your business. And then starting next week, that'll be the introduction to week 1, pillar 1, which is recruiting. So by the end of this year, you can really be in a place that you've never imagined in your business. And this is why it's important to apply what you learn during this Zoom time and keep going. Because if you quit, you fail, right? But if you try and you learn from the things that aren't working, then you pivot and then there's progress, right? Okay. So that's kind of how tonight is going to look. I am going to give mad props to Diamond Ambassador Christina Williams, because that is the Zoom that I watched that was like, had me all up in arms about mindset. And I don't know how you guys are feeling about your business. If you want to put it in the chat, feel free. I'm sure someone will relate to you. But if you are not in love, if you are not obsessed with what we offer here at Plexus, whether it's the opportunity or the products, then I hope that you leave this Zoom tonight feeling that way, that you are obsessed with what you offer, you're excited about what you offer, and that there is enthusiasm and joy that you get out of this. And it all begins with our mindset. Okay, so first things first, there's no greater skill that exists than how we train our mindset. Did you know if you hang around 3 drinkers, you're going to be the 4th. If you hang around 3 smokers, you're going to be the 4th. If you hang around 3 teachers, you're going to fall in love with teaching. Whatever you are surrounding yourself with, you become the next version of that. So for me personally, I want to be around the people that are smarter than me, richer than me, wiser than me, better leaders than me. I don't want to have any weaknesses come in, and that's who I'm getting my answers from. That's who I'm getting my wisdom from. Like, I want to surround myself with people that are doing better. That almost feels impossible. Those are the types of people that I want in my circle, okay? Because here's the thing about this business. How many of you love your little notebook? You have a little checklist, a little clipboard, and you're like, IPA, check. Post of the day, check. Take your products, check, right? Where are my girls? I know you're here. I know you're present, okay? I'm she. I have to have a list that I can check in the box to feel good about myself, okay? Here's the thing. You cannot outwork, outtrain, or out IPA a poor mindset. And what I mean by poor mindset is like a negative mindset or a mindset that is not centered around growth. How many of you have seen The Greatest Showman? I reference this all the time, but when The Greatest Showman, when he's sitting there with Zac Efron's character and they're in that bar and he's trying to get him to go in halvesies with him in this business, and he's like, comfort, the enemy of progress. That is that poor non-growth mindset. If you're not growing, you're not getting uncomfortable. You're not having new conversations. You're not obsessed with your offer that you offer to people when it comes to the business in these products. Very similar to the nutrition world. You cannot outwork a poor diet. If you over there at McDonald's drive-thru, beep, beep, I want a number 4 with a large Diet Coke. You cannot eat Big Macs and get abs. If you are doing that, then maybe you need to go see a doctor because that shouldn't be right. But in most instances, your nutrition is so important to complement the work you're doing in the gym. The way you talk to yourself and the way you train your mind should complement this hard work we're doing in Plexus. Okay. And I just want, for the record, I know we have these titles, Emily, Diamond Senior Ruby, Lauren, Sapphire Ambassador, but please remember, we are not special because we have a rank. Okay. We're not. We have learned how to manage our emotions, our thoughts. We've developed some new skills and we're creating new habits to get and stay and grow past the ranks that we have achieved. Some of you have been around since 2020, right? When the whole world shut down and business then looked a lot different. Y'all, that was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, that has passed. Business is different. The economy is different, but you know what's not? You know what's continuing to boom and is now a multi-billion-dollar industry? Network marketing. And you'll notice other companies around us are falling through the cracks or going to an affiliate style. Plexus is not going to do that. And let me tell you why real quick. We are debt-free. We own ourselves. We're privately owned. We're not owned by investors and banks. We own ourselves and we're debt-free. Those are two very critical, very important pieces to being a network marketing company. We are founded in network marketing. We train on network marketing, and our founders come from a lineage of network marketers. They're not going to change that. That's never going to change. And so I love that Plexus is the OG gut health company. Like, that is our superpower. And I'm so proud of that. But what I love even more is our compensation plan truly is unmatched. It's called a starburst model. And wrapping your mindset around what we offer people in this business and just understanding how unique our comp plan is. You don't have to understand it. I'm not asking that. But just get excited about how unique it is until you do understand it. Then you can get obsessed with what you offer. Lauren actually joined for the business. She's just going to share about that a little bit later when she's talking to you about her points. But there are people that come in that are looking for this. Lauren was looking for this. And so I want to walk y'all through what it looks like, or what it looked like for me, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. There's a graphic on the screen. Feel free to screenshot it. But a fixed mindset, how many of you, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay, 10. I want you to score yourself. I'm going to read out 10 things. You are going to give me a number, 10 out of 10, if all 10 are you, or just, count on your fingers. How many of these apply to you right now for a fixed mindset? You're currently avoiding challenges of any kind. You are shying away from things you don't know or understand. You are unable to handle criticism or feedback. Intelligence and talent is static and does not develop post-birth. So let me just kind of explain what that means. You are not wanting to achieve the goal with the deadline. You are not wanting to learn a new skill or habit. You won't do anything unless you get approval and validation from others. You're constantly focused on proving yourself Others' success threatens you or makes you feel bad about yourself. Effort does not feel fruitful. Number 9, you think failure just means you are limited in your abilities. And number 10, you give up easily. In the chat, are you 10 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 1 out of 10? Go ahead and drop a number in the chat. I'm going to look at it real quick. 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Okay, 6 out of 10. Thank you guys for being so honest. This is so good. So that is a fixed mindset. Okay, we're going to get to growth mindset in a second. I want y'all to hear my personal mindset when I joined Plexus. A lot of people make this notion up of you, or they put you on a pedestal when you hit a rank in a company, or they assume based off of your posts on social media or because of your success, they assume blank. I was extremely introverted and insecure all through high school. I had a lot of friends, but they had no idea the trauma that I grew up with. And I carried that into adulthood, carried that into a unhealthy marriage that Scott and I have totally redeemed. And now we've been married happily for 14 years. And I'm very thankful for that. But when I joined Plexus, I had no support. It was an impulsive decision that I made on the 4th of July at 11 o'clock at night because fireworks woke up my 6-month-old baby, and I was mad. But I was also mad at other things. I was mad that my clothes didn't fit comfortably. I was mad that every morning when I woke up, the first thing I wanted was a Diet Coke and a Hershey's bar. I was mad that I had yeast infections every 2 weeks. I was mad that my bank account had $11 in it. I was mad that my husband was deployed to Afghanistan. I was the victim. Everything around me was wrong. Nobody could fix it. Wah, wah, wah. That was my fixed mindset. And then I remembered who the heck I was and who God has called me to be. He does that sometimes when you're sleeping. He's like, hey, girl, you meant for more. Wake up. Right? And it came in the form of my aunt's rich friend. If you've heard this story before, that's what I refer to her as. And she knows that. Her real name is Jana. But Jana is my aunt's rich friend. Her house was so big. It had an east and west wing. She had a gazebo, lived on a golf course, pool, trampoline, outdoor kitchen. Oh, it was like Pinterest worthy, you guys. And she asked me if I would house sit for her because she knew my husband was deployed. I was staying with my in-laws and I was broke. And she saw my post on Facebook constantly looking for ways to make money. Around this time, I had been watching somebody post about this Plexus stuff, and I knew I could probably kill it, but I had done network marketing before in a makeup company, and I had made up my mind that I didn't want to be a part of that industry, but secretly I really wanted to be because I like women and community, and I like goal setting and making money, right? And I believed in the hope that these companies sell, right? And so what you see on the screen is I believed after I signed up and watched Celeste Gwynn's Diamond Doc every single day for 7 days straight, like a borderline psychopath. I watched it every day and I believed I would be Emerald. Notice that does not say I believed I would be Diamond. It said I believed I would be Emerald. I put a cap and a limitation on my belief and my fixed mindset based on, I lowballed myself. I knew Emerald came with a Plexus Lexus. I needed a car. I didn't have a vehicle. And so that was the first goal. And then I have a question for you guys. Whatever it is your goal is right now, maybe it's just to wake up and take your products right now. Maybe it's you are working towards Emerald or Gold or just getting a new business builder. Maybe you want to post about the business more, but like, do you actually believe you can achieve the goal that you wrote down, that you set? Do you believe that? You can drop a yes or a no in the chat, and it's okay. There's no right or wrong answer. I sincerely believed that I would be Emerald. Get out of my freaking way was my mindset. Scott, my husband, had no idea I joined a network marketing company until he came home. I was 2 months into this Plexus business. I was a silver ambassador. And he came home. I go to dinner with our friends, my upline Holly and her husband, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, me and Holly are making we're taking a selfie. We're making a plexus post because we're working at dinner. And he was like, I just turned your data off. Put your phone down. You're not doing that. You look ridiculous. That was my beautiful, precious husband said to me. And yes, I love him dearly. This is old Scotty. Okay. And I just remember thinking, how dare you? Like, don't you know? Don't you know I'm going to be an Emerald Ambassador? And I could understand him not knowing or understanding my vision, but that's the thing, you guys. What's in your mind, that vision that you have, that goal that you have, it's yours. The others around you are not meant to understand it. And so that's where we come in and we explain why we so crazy obsessed with it and why we want to hit that goal. I had hope because I saw other people doing it. I had a real life friend at a real life Lexus dealership with a real life giant red bow on her Lexus, driving it off the lot with a smile on her face. I then went to her house and I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't sign up with you. And I signed up with my friend because she didn't follow up with me. We'll get to that later. But OMG, she had a Plexus Lexus. I hope that you walk away from this Zoom with hope because you see other people doing and achieving the things that you want out of your Plexus business. Instead of having a fixed mindset of good for them, that'll never happen to me, let's look at a growth mindset. Okay? And number 3, it says, those people knew things I didn't know yet, in all caps, but could learn. This is your yet moment. That fixed mindset, if we add yet to that, look how you can change it into a growth mindset. If you have a challenge, you now view it as an opportunity to get better or something to overcome. Growth mindset acknowledges, embraces your weaknesses. The first thing I said to Lauren when we Zoomed earlier was, I'm so glad you are a planner and you are a behind the scenes girl, because I am not. I'm impulsive and an idea person, and I want to execute all day, but I don't know how we're going to get there. And I don't know what tools I need. I admit, I've learned to admit, like, where I am weak, Lauren is strong. And here we are, you guys. We made a Canva PowerPoint. Who is she? I don't know, but we're here for it. So having the ability to embrace your weakness and just, I don't know that yet. Learn to give and receive constructive criticism. Your talent and the intelligence is always ever improving. There is something for you to learn every day. And that doesn't have to be overwhelming. It could be exciting, because then you can go teach it to someone else. Prioritize learning versus seeking approval. I'm going to pause on this one. Some of you have made a goal to earn the monthly incentive from Plexus. I challenge you to prioritize developing a level 1 and helping a level 1 earn the prize over you doing it. And I know we say to lead by example and like you should earn every prize and teach your team, but some of you are more focused on the rank up or the prize or the dangled carrot versus the duplication of, I know how to do this, I'm doing it pretty good, now I need to teach others. And that's where those systems come in, and we're going to dive into that at the end of this. Focus on the process instead of the end result, right? Tonight, we're gonna have a growth mindset. We're gonna do these action items, and not because we're trying to make a sale, but because we're trying to create a new habit. We're trying to get obsessed and excited about Plexus again, okay? Now, focus on the process instead of the end result. Be inspired by the success of others instead of being threatened by it. What are they doing? How can I learn from them? When I see, 6-star diamond Melissa Eichenhorst just killing it over there, I'm like, how did she develop 6 diamonds? Like, I need to do what she did. And I noticed that she used Jotform on Instagram stories. I didn't know what the heck a Jotform was. I was like, what? I don't even know. Couldn't tell you. Took me about 15 minutes to create one. I've used it since last October, and we've enrolled over 80 people by utilizing that as a sales tool. Instead of being threatened, in my brain, it was, I'm going to have 6 freaking stars because I'm going to utilize this system every single day and teach others how to do it too, until they get it. So be inspired by the success of others and know that's available to you too. Think of learning as brain training. Love that term. I'm going to tell my kids that. We're not learning, we're training our brain. We're brain training. Understanding failure as an opportunity to grow, because it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with your mindset. And then you persist in the face of setbacks. You don't run and hide. You don't come up with excuses. You don't say you're busy or dealing with all the things. I found this quote that I shared, and it's spicy and it might ruffle some feathers. I'm not really sorry about it, but it says, your feelings will always be valid. Your behavior is not. If you're in a leadership role and you have brought people into Plexus, your behavior of ignoring your team, running from back office changes, running from new product launches, not wanting to develop a system, ignoring the job form, like whatever. You don't want to take my word for it? Fine. What do your points look like right now? And are you happy with the paycheck you just received or did not receive? Because you're stuck in that fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Your feelings are totally valid. I'd be ticked off too if my business looked the way that it looked, or if my level ones ignored me and didn't want anything to do with me. But I can pivot and I can say, we're going to grow through this. We're going to develop new business builders. We're going to change our mindset, because there are people that want this. Okay. There are. So we're going to think happy thoughts, right, Lauren? We're going to think happy thoughts. I'm going to pass this to you. Let me see if it'll let me unmute you. Hold on. I got to go find your name real fast. All right. Lauren's going to think happy thoughts with you for a minute and walk you through how to replace those thoughts.
I almost clicked the wrong button. Stay muted. We actually want to talk tonight, don't we? Okay. Yeah, I think when it comes to your business, you have to choose to think in the direction that you want to head. If you do not want to be successful in this business, then you can continue to sit in all of the thoughts and all of the head trash and all of the ugly things that maybe came even from other people. Maybe they didn't even come from your brain. Maybe it's from who someone programmed you to believe about yourself, even when you were just a child. And when you are in this business, it's so important for you to undo all of that. And you have to do that through personal growth. You have to do that through mindset work. And if you are not willing to dig into that, I don't know what to tell you for the future of your business. What I can tell you is that I know you can be successful in this business if you are willing to face those things and work your way through them. And so being able to utilize affirmations or thinking happy thoughts, it really does make a difference for your day when you get up and you are ready to go out onto social media and you're ready to face the world and how you're presenting Plexus. Are you getting on Facebook and just making a post that you copied and pasted from somebody else for the sake of posting it? Or are you getting out there and are you actually excited to share about Plexus with people? Has it made a difference in your life? Are you actually telling people about that and believing it anymore at this point? So just a couple examples of this. Thought number one, I'm not good enough on social media. I'm not like Emily. I'm not like Lindsay Joseph, who's been killing it with her reels and has gained a few thousand followers in the last month or so. And if you have that recurring thought in your head, you're probably going to continue to not be great at social media, or you can shift that with a new thought and you can say, I can improve with effort and creating a new habit. So maybe you're not going to show up tomorrow on Facebook and Instagram or TikTok or wherever your dealer's choice of social media platform is and be the next Emily or whoever it is that you aspire to be like on social media. Maybe you're not going to be them tomorrow. You're not going to have it all figured out. You're not going to be a Reels creator overnight where you're just slinging them out there day by day, 2 or 3 or 4 a day. But can you improve your skill little by little? Can you work on that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just have to choose to. Thought number 2, no one ever buys from me and I suck at this. I'm not good at sales. That's so harsh. That's so harsh, but I've had that thought too. I suck at recruiting. I've said that so many times. Like, man, I'm a really good leader and I'm super good at encouraging people. And I'm really, really good at making people believe in themselves because I believe in them wholeheartedly. But good golly, I suck at recruiting. Okay. It's not fun. However, it's a real thought and a real feeling, but you can reprogram that. And with the new thought, then you can create trust. I can create trust with my audience by being consistent with how I start conversations and how I follow up. So by re-implementing that and switching the mindset to, I can do this, It's not even about recruiting. That new thought, it doesn't even say, I sell a ton of triplex, or I signed up 80 people this past year. It's not that. It's just that I can create trust with my people. And I can do that by being consistent with how I show up in conversations with them and how I choose to then follow up with them because I care about helping them with the things that they need help with. Thought number 3, that seems hard. I can't do that. So telling yourself you can't, if you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are always right. If you believe you can't, then you're probably not going to, especially when it comes to hard things. And you have to do hard things in this business. You just do. And everybody's hard is different. Drop it in the chat. What is your hard right now in this business? What is that? I know it popped in your head, so don't shy away from sharing it. It's that one thing that's just like, ugh, ugh, ugh. It just makes you not want to do it. It does not sound like fun. Reaching out, reach out messages, reach out messages. Oh, yes. Starting the conversation, duplicating past silver, reach out, reach out. So lots of the conversation pieces of it. You guys, be a human. You can do this business. You're a
Mhm.
nice person. You know how to talk to people. You have signed people up in the past. And I'm sure you've followed up with people in the past. If you need some help navigating those conversations and you're avoiding having those conversations because it feels super uncomfortable to you, go to your upline or message Emily or get in one of your team chats that you're in and say, you guys, I'm having a really hard time reaching out. I don't have something that I feel confident about using. Does anybody have anything they feel good about right now? Ask for help. So
Mhm.
instead of telling ourselves something seems hard and that you can't do that, new thought is change is totally normal. Change is normal when we grow. And I desire more growth and not more comfort. If you guys want to grow your points, if you want to get to gold, if you want to get to ruby, if you believe that you can be an emerald, that is going to require growth and it's going to require doing uncomfortable things. And so the sooner that you can grow your confidence in doing those things and figure out the way where it feels good to you enough that you're willing to step into that discomfort, you are going to grow and then you are going to get to that next level that you're looking for.
Mhm. Mhm. So some of you are having not so happy thoughts. And when we have not so happy thoughts, it creates inaction. And inaction is still an action. It's nothing. You do nothing because you think a thought and then you overthink the thought and you overanalyze the thought. And then the thought is a not nice thought. And then you're like, I suck at this. What's the point? I could literally say that about motherhood and I would abandon 3 kids. You can't apply that to your thought process, okay? Here's the thing. If you want to create actions in your business, write down what you want. I'm talking full Noah and Allie from the Notebook. Have someone in your house ask you, what do you want? What do you want out of Plexus? What do you want this month out of Plexus? And create action steps, create a plan and then work the plan. I already told you guys I'm not a planner. I am very much impulsive and I just want to go, go, go because I get it. And sales is fun. And some of you are like, sales is not fun. You're crazy. Okay, well, let's meet in the middle. Let's just create some normal actions that we can do, whether we've been here for 10 years or 10 seconds. So on the screen, you see 3 different actions. Action number 1 is identifying the thought that comes to mind when you sit down to work. When you sit down, you've given yourself 15 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. You sit down and you're like, I am going to blank for my Plexus business in the next 15 minutes. What happens? Why you do nothing? What happened? That's what I say to my kids. When I walk in their room and I'm like, I need you to clean your room, right? And then you walk out. Some time has passed. Let's give them, 30 minutes. We go back in the room. The room, it looks exactly the same. And I go, what happened? I don't actually, I say something really probably not as nice, but I'm like, what happened? Why is your room not picked up? And they both look at me like with this, I don't know, mom. And if I separate them and I ask them individually, my 8-year-old, my middle child will just so honestly say, there's just so much. I didn't know what to do first. Does anybody else feel that way? Anybody relate to my middle child right now? So when you are feeling the overwhelm, we got to prioritize what we need to do first. And that's identifying the thought of, I feel overwhelmed. I don't know what to do next. And we have to replace it with, I know exactly what I need to do. Today, I need to make a post about gut health because this week I'm talking all about gut health. And in my Instagram stories or in my Facebook stories, I'm going to use my gut health jot form to make a call to action and seal the deal, right? Like if you want to work smarter, not harder, which we're going to get to in just a minute, the work you do has to all align. And there's cute little IPA worksheets, there's little workbooks, there's things, podcasts you can listen to. But at the end of the day, some of you are like end of the world preppers for your Plexus business. Like you are just gathering all the info and all the things. And I'm like, what are you doing with all that? Like where are you going to put it? Should I be doing that? What are we doing? Right. It's like this doomsday mindset of I got to do it all right now or it's never going to happen, instead of I have 2 new VIPs that placed an order with me. They're excited. I want to ensure that they're taking it correctly and they are loving their products. And, by week 2, if their report is good, let's go make a post. If you led with the business and they already expect it, some of them might automatically be sharing. But I think what happens is we try to do too much all at once, and the overwhelm, which is just a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding and clarity around what we want, we have to create a small action. And so that first one is replacing a thought with an optimistic thought. If you have a thought that you would like to replace and share, please put it in the chat. And we're going to keep going to action 2. Action 2. Maybe it looks like I'm going to commit to getting on the team weekly Zoom every Monday this whole month. And then maybe next week, I committed to be on this Zoom. I'm bringing 1 new VIP or 1 new brand ambassador with me. On the 3rd week, I know that my, Ruby leader is really, really struggling with retention. So that's pillar number 3. I'm going to make sure she's on that Zoom on week 3. But just creating an action, give yourself a deadline. I'm going to do this by Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And I'm going to set a reminder for that Zoom call. And I'm going to put on the reminder, make sure I contact Ruby Ambassador so she is reminded too. But it's just little tiny movements. And then you just keep doing them. Sometimes you replace the brand ambassador out for a different one. Sometimes you replace out the new VIP, or maybe there's a contest for Plexus and you're shifting your actions around. But as long as you're showing up and doing the priority one first, you're going to have a sense of belief in yourself and you're going to prove to your brain, I did it. Look at me doing the things I said I was going to do. And now you believe that you are capable. All right. The 3rd action, something very simple that all of us can do, but with a twist. Post on social media every single day to create the habit, not to make a sale. Some of you get, excuse my language, butthurt when you make a post and no one likes it, no one comments on it, your team doesn't even like or comment on it, or maybe it's only your team commenting on it. And you're like, well, what's the point? Why do I post on social? Nobody buys from me, right? That thought that Lauren just shared with us. So if we change the intention to, I'm doing this to create a habit and to respect my business and to understand that the algorithm changes every 30 minutes. So even if I did post 4 times today, 4 different sets of people are going to see it anyways. I'm creating a habit. The sale will come. That's the affirmation. That's the thought. So if we can get into actions, you can totally borrow these 3 actions. But if we can get into these 3 actions together as a team, as a unit, hold each other accountable. Hey, I noticed that you've been getting on the Zooms, but I have not seen you post about the business on social. Let's write a business post together. Holding each other accountable. When you do see a Plexus person making an effort, give them a comment, cheer them on. Even if you don't comment on their post, message them. I see you. I see you. What are you working on this month? Are you going for gold? I am cheering you on. That is what builds community and helps us stay in momentum together. So about that, we're working. How many of you are doing all the things? You see my fingers? I'm using quotations. Doing all the things. How many of you you think you're doing all the things? but then you log in and all those things you be doing ain't doing it. And you're like, what happened? Right? We're back to what happened? Where do I go from here? My identity is wrapped up in my points and my rank. I am nothing. Anybody? Anybody? Come on now. We all been there. We all been there. Even if you are brand new here and you've ranked up to silver, which is the first rank, and all 3 people quit, you have felt that. That is what that feeling is. That, oh, well, now what? Well, now you have to build with new business builders. Now you have to change your mindset around your business and remove the thought that who I am is wrapped up in the number or the points in my back office, and then treat it like an actual business. I don't think the Target CEO looks at annual reports and all the things when they're in their meeting and writes a passive aggressive tweet or Facebook post when sales are down. Do you know what they do? I have a friend that works at Target. And if you worked at Target, feel free to share. But this friend told me, she goes, when sales are down or when we expect something to sell out or make a splash, for the season, we change the end cap of the aisle, or we rearrange the store. So if something, for example, starts trending on TikTok or Instagram, the people of Target, the CEO, it starts with him and it trickles down, they go and rearrange the whole store to create new sales. Some of you are leaving the store, turning the lights off and abandoning ship instead of going in and pivoting and rearranging some things to get the sale. I personally was doing that. I was like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Do I really need to keep going? Do I really need to keep doing? Yes. Yes, I do. Because I freaking love Plexus. I've never felt better in my entire life. Every day, my friends tell me how tired and fat they are. I know that's not a nice word, but that's what they said to me. I'm just repeating what they say to me. And I'm like, this is me literally like trying to tell them about Plexus, but like nothing comes out. Anybody else like that? You're just like, why am I a chicken? Been doing this for 10 years. My 1099 says I'm a millionaire. Why am I afraid to talk about the thing I'm obsessed with to my real life friends that I see? It's a mindset. For a long time, I did not believe in what I was selling on the internet. It was just like a facade, it was a routine. I was just showing up, going through the motions. And then I invested in a coach. You don't have to do that. It's something I took on. And the first thing she said on module 1, day 1 was, are you obsessed with what you offer people? And in my head, immediately I was like, no, sure ain't. And then I felt convicted about that because I'm telling you guys to be obsessed with what we offer, but I didn't feel that way 6 months ago. And so I had to get obsessed with it. So before Lauren takes you down memory lane of points and fluctuations, because we want to be incredibly vulnerable here and show you ain't the only one. I want you to think of the number 1 product that you can get so obsessed with, whether it's a system like, the triplex, or if it's just Probio 5, whatever. I want you to write down what you're obsessed with product-wise, one thing. You can only pick one. And then I want you to write down one part of the compensation plan you are totally obsessed with. If you don't understand our comp plan or you don't even know the comp plan yet, then I totally recommend downloading the Plexus Go app, going to the library and looking at the compensation plan PDF or a fast start graphic, or, my favorite part is the bonuses. My favorite part is the bonuses, because the hard work, the people that dig in and dig deep and they earn that bonus. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I bought school supplies with my Plexus money. That is so freaking cool to me. One of my good friends is a diamond. She lived on food stamps 4 years ago. And now she is one of the top diamond income earners in our company. And she's only been doing this for 4 years. She was on food stamps, and now her kid is a pro athlete, and he was able to go to special training and all these things that her Plexus income provided for him, like an opportunity he would have never had. And I'm like, dang, that is so cool. But it's all about mindset. She's like, what do I have to lose? I'm already living on food stamps. She wanted more. And she got real serious about logging in and tracking her points. So Lauren, let's talk about that. It's not a fun topic, but it's a necessary topic. Your points are going to fluctuate if you are not leading with the business. I said what I said, and I do not take that back. You need systems and a team common goal. But Lauren, I want you to kind of walk us through like what I look like in real life. Mind you, Lauren is a Sapphire ambassador. She's a busy mom. She's a newlywed. Can I still call you that? A newlywed? Oh, sorry. She's like, I'm muted. I'm new here. I've never done this before. I'm just kidding. Hold on. I'll unmute you. Okay.
Sorry. No, I had muted myself because Brooke started talking to me and now Morgan's screaming in the bedroom. So it's fine. We're all fine. No, I don't know. I don't really feel like a newlywed anymore. I feel like we've lived 7 lives since 2 years ago, but
Yeah, for real, for real.
it's good. Yeah. So, I used to be super attached to my points, like my mentality and my emotionality surrounding my business. I was so attached to my points because I was somebody who joined for the business. And so from day dot for me, or really even before I got my products, I was telling everybody about Plexus. I'm like, you guys, I got this stuff on the way and it's just going to change my life and you should do it too. And it's going to change your life too. And I was so jazzed about it and it was great. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I was excited about it and it worked because we made progress. And in the last 7.5 years, there's so much I could share with you guys, but I wanted to give you a glimpse back into 2019 and 2020 and then into like 21, 22, just a smidge. But I wanted to give you these bar graphs so you could actually kind of see what's going on. Now, if you pay attention to the numbers on the left side of the screen, it's from 0 all the way up to 2,500. And so in January of 2019, I was 595, and I think maybe I had gone Ruby that month. I'm not sure, but I think I went Ruby that month. And so that was where we started 2019 at. And you can slowly see it like go up 693 in February. Then we had a pretty good jump up to 1,049 in March. And so then that probably was Senior Ruby, I would assume. Then we have a massive jump up. April was a really fun month. So we went from 1049 in March all the way up to 2228. So more than doubled business that month. And it was a really good time. And then you kind of see the like rest of 2019. And I remember distinctly being at that point in my business and going from Ruby, Senior Ruby, watching all these rank ups on our team, and we were having so much fun with it. And I remember thinking like, oh, this is it. I've made it in Plexus, and here we go. We're going to be a diamond, and then I'm going to be a double diamond in a year. That is not how it went, obviously. But I remember feeling so on top of the world about it. And so that was the massive jump from March to April. And then it just kind of slowly went down. And we got all the way to December of 2019. And I was down under 1,000 points after being up at 2,200. So after my business had doubled, and more than doubled from 1 month to the next, over the course of the next, 7 months or so, something like that, we went below where we were at in March. And I want you guys to pay attention to that in December of 2019, because at that point in time, that is where so many people would have quit. And they would have given up and they would have walked away and said, well, that was fun while it lasted. And my paycheck is, less than half of what it was 6 months ago. And that was all good and fine. Well, then we start looking at the next series of the bar graph. And we started in January of 2020. And we grow just a smidge. In February of 2020, we grow a little bit more. And then March it dips. In April it's up. And then we start seeing it trend up again. And one of the crazy things that I want to tell you guys, Emily, if you'll revisit that previous slide just briefly, is that when we went from 1049 in March up to 2228, I did not go Emerald. That was when Brooke Kleberger went Emerald. So my level 1, that was the first time she surpassed me. And I was so overjoyed for her and couldn't have been more happy. But in that point in time, I totally sunk in my sadness for myself and just I think looking back on it now, I feel like so much of what Emily was saying earlier with the victim mindset and the victim mentality and like, well, Brooke has a great network and like she just has that it factor and I'm busting my butt and I don't know what's happening. You guys, I did not go Emerald until July of 2020. So to be clear, went from 1049 up to 2228 in March to April of 2019. So 15 months later, finally, I went Emerald. And do you think I was sitting there thinking about, oh my God, oh my gosh, I can't believe that took me 15 months to do this. Like, so embarrassing. Brooke did this 15 months earlier than me. I can't believe this is how my plexus journey went. No, you guys, my friends drove over to my house at 7:30 in the morning, blasting. I don't even know what it was. This girl is on fire or something from Leah's BMW convertible with green balloons and green everything. And we celebrated and partied like it was 1999 with all the Emerald things because it was the freaking best. It was the best. And all of that downturn, and had I quit and walked away and been like, oh, well, woe is me, and had an Eeyore moment in life and felt sorry for myself, that would not have happened. I would not have went Emerald. I would not have been able to walk away from the situation that I was in and get my kids and myself safe. I would not have been able to create stability for my kids and not have to go back to work or even like consider getting a part-time job because of Plexus and also because of me. Because I didn't give up on my dreams when things were going down the crapper or what it felt like. And I know so many of you, I want you to take this with a grain of salt because this is just like a blip of my journey. So I know so many of you would love to have 900 and however many points in your back office. So just, I hope you can take something from this. I still had so much gratitude in every season of this business, but sometimes it's just hard. It's hard to watch your business dwindle and it's scary. It feels really scary sometimes, especially when it's your income that you count on. So just to work through a little bit of the rest of that, then June 2020, and then I kind of started splitting it up with 6-month windows, but June 2020, I went Emerald. Now this was because I had outside leg issues. So sorry, I didn't say that. But if this is confusing, Brooke is my primary leg. She took off to the freaking stratosphere and she's amazing and her team's amazing. And, so I had some catching up to do outside of her. And that was why I did not go Emerald then, even though I had Emerald points until 15 months later. Went Emerald in June of 2020. July of 2020, I was up to 3442. And then by January of 21, 6 months later, I was down to 2639. But then in July, back up, back down, back up. You guys, in July of 2022, so 2 years after I went Emerald, I finally got my outside leg points to a place where I went Sapphire, but I went Sapphire with 4,255 points. Almost really closer to Diamond. Closer to Diamond, but I have my outside leg things to do. And so I guess like the whole point of this, and I wanted to like give you a visual of it so you could really see the true ups and downs with that, is that your mindset surrounding your points, you have to have a growth mindset when it comes to this business. And that happens even when your points cut in half, or even if they were at 150 and they're down to 20. If you have a desire to succeed in this business and you have a heart for helping people and you want to build a team and a legacy business, you better start believing that you can grow and that you can do that and detach the crap out of your feelings from your points. One thing I want to touch on with that is that in the spring of 2022, so I was still all in my feels. I'm like, I had gotten to Emerald and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is never going to happen. I am never going to get to Sapphire. I'm never going to get my outside leg points in order. Never, 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 never. And I got on an Emily Gibson training and it helped me so much. And I always will share that with everybody, is talking about feelings versus facts. And that's so important in this business because your feelings, like Emily said, they're always valid, but your behavior is not. And so if you can decipher what is a feeling and recognize the fact that it's not a fact, it cannot be scientifically proven. Me believing to my core that I was never going to get my outside leg points in order, nobody could prove that. And if I keep going the course, at some point in time, that's going to change. And it did. And I still struggle with my outside legs, and my points are down now from where I would love them to be. But I still believe that I will grow, and I will grow back to sapphire, and I will grow to diamond, and I will get to where I want to be. One tip that I have, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Emily, and then hopefully we can get this wrapped up for you guys, is with your mindset fix when it comes to your mindset around your points. Like, okay, great. Point number one, feelings versus facts. I cannot tell you enough to lean into that. Number two, though, the biggest piece of advice that I have for you is to do a brain dump of all of the thoughts that you have surrounding yourself towards your business that are negative or intrusive. List them all out. And I would challenge you guys to put that in your homework for this week and come back next week with that accomplished, is to brain dump anything that's negative or intrusive that you have. Then I want you to go through that list, and I want you to start crossing off all of the things that you do not have control over. And the beautiful thing is that visually you cannot get around it. When you get to the end of this exercise, you will see that you're left with very few things on that list, if even one or two at all. And then if you have one or two of those things, those are the things that you can control. And the beautiful thing about that is you can wake up tomorrow and you can choose to go control the crap out of those things and start feeling a lot different towards your business and a lot different towards your points and the way that you approach things. That's all I got.
I love when we were going through this and looking at points and the fluctuations. I mean, Lauren, what year did you join? Was it 20? Oh my goodness. Hold on. I joined in 2014. So what the point I was going with is, like, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Sorry, 2017.
2017. So like,
you guys have to be able to hear her in the background. It's not pleasant.
no, you're fine. You're totally fine. I just wanted to show, like, of course we're going to have fluctuations.
Yes.
The longer you're in this business, of course you are. Well, as you create systems, which we're about to dive into real quick, because that is where we're going to go into pillar one next Monday night. But your speed in the beginning or your slowness in the beginning does not determine or indicate long-term success. Sarah Marble is a well-known original diamond. It took her a year to go silver. Ryan G, I can't think of her last name. She's also a diamond. It took her a year to go silver, and she just thought that that meant enrolling one person a year. Like, she just didn't know what she didn't know. Her story always makes me like giggle when I think about it. But whether you are killing it right now, that does not determine that you're going to be a diamond this time next year. And whether you are taking off slowly right now also does not determine if you're going to be a diamond next year. And so I want to explain a little bit more behind what it looks like in this business to have that growth. How are these teams developing 6 rubies in 1 month? How are these teams going emerald in 6 to 9 months? It's called a system. Some of you already have systems in place and you probably didn't even know that's what it was called. Why do I need a system? Because if you think of systems in your business as strategic habits that produce results, then you will see that it is so necessary to have them for the top prioritized things in your business. So for example, if you want to work towards being a 6-figure earner in our compensation plan, then you need to develop 6 systems. And don't worry your pretty little heads. We are going to walk through that alongside the 4 pillars. And every Friday by midnight, as a team, we are going to create systems. So you will have a system for recruiting, for retention, for coaching, for overcoming objections, all the things. There's 6 total. You are going to have a system in place, and it's a mastermind. So if you've ever done a mastermind training or coaching style, it's where we come together, we discuss, we ask questions, and we clean up and we create a system. This should excite you, not paralyze you, because this is what is missing in your business if you are not where you want to be. Overall goal is to identify the four pillars, which is retention, recruiting, duplication, and development. And if you are not doing all four pillars, then yeah, your business is going to crumble, because that is what holds up your mindset, and that is where success lies. But common goal for our entire team is going to be by growing 100 points in each of our businesses by utilizing the systems that we keep in place. This means that no matter who comes in, they can immediately get started because you have a system for that. Kind of like Taylor Swift has a song for everything, we're going to have a system for the things that matter, that move the needle forward in our businesses. Does that excite you? I hope you're saying yes in the chat. I can't see the chat, but I'm assuming that you're really excited. As we wrap this up, you have heard me talk about the Jot form. We are going to do a Facebook Live later this week in the team page. I will record it so that y'all can have it in your other team pages also, but it is creating a Jot form. A Jot form is a part of your sales system. So how to make a sale, how to gain interest, how to create some sort of funnel so that people are like the work you do tonight is work that will continue to flow through your funnel months from now. For example, maybe you love the triplex. You make a reel about 4 to 5 benefits that the triplex has helped you with. You haven't had Tums since 2017. You can eat ice cream without your stomach hurting. You don't have acne breakouts, whatever. So you list 4 to 5 things. You make this cute little reel. Well, now that you have automation or a Jot form, you can link that to your stories, put your Jot form link on it. And when someone fills out that Jot form, now you have their information, you know what they're struggling with, you know what products to recommend, and then you will forever have that in your email. For those of you that are like, what the heck is she talking about? What is a Jot form? Jot form is just a fancy word for like an intake. So it's like a survey. And the website is called Jot form, jotform.com. You create a free account. And you're going to want a Jot form for the products, and you're going to want a Jot form for the business. I have created both personally already. You can copy mine and then edit it to make it your own. And I'm going to explain how to do that real quick. You're going to go to jotform.com, create an account. There's a big giant orange button that says create form. You're going to click that button, and then it's going to pull up different types of forms to make. You are going to create an existing form from a web page. You're going to take my link, my gut health Jot form link, and you're going to drop it there. And it's going to pull up my Jot form. You're going to see it. You're going to see my name, my cover photo, all the questions I've already made for you. And you can click on each section and edit it if you need to. For example, you're going to want to edit my name and my email and put your information, and then remove the cover photo and put your own if you want one. Then at the top, it'll say settings and publish. You're going to go to publish. You're going to copy the link. You are done. You have made your Jot form. You're going to paste that link in the notes of your phone. I have a training on this entire thing on my YouTube channel. It's also posted in my team page. If you need it, it's there. It walks you through every step. Here is what it looks like to actually utilize this in Instagram stories. I made a reel about triplex, and I want to recycle it. The work I did months ago creating that reel, because it took me a minute. I got 3 kids and a dog and all the things, right? Life is busy. I spent my precious time on that. I want to keep that sales funnel moving. So I'm going to share that reel to my stories. It's going to gather curiosity and attention and interest, and people are going to think, maybe I need that too. So I'm going to answer their questions for them. What you see on the screen is a progression of slides that walks them through that thought and that interest that they have in the product or service I offer. So if you can't see it, it says, I'm not sure who needs to hear this, but your stomach hurting after meals is not normal. Not being able to sleep, not normal. Not going to the bathroom every day, not normal. Popping Tums, Tylenol, allergy meds, and acid reflux every day is also not normal. And being tired and running on coffee or soda all day is not normal. So maybe it's due to your hormones being out of whack, your blood sugar is on the struggle bus, and your gut bacteria is not balanced. Heck, maybe all of the above. So the last one, it says, take my health quiz here, and I will help you take the first steps to feel your best. So it could look something like that. This was one of the first ones I ever made. It's not my best work. I've gotten a lot better at asking better questions. But you can do this for products like the Reset, Triplex. We want those 100 PV combos. And then you can also do this in business. You want to attract people on social media that are goal oriented. They're busy. We like busy people. They know how to multitask. They're involved in their community. They have a good network. Teachers are my favorite people ever to bring into this business because they get it. They are hard workers and they like to have fun. And we offer both of that here. Okay. So many of us go and post on social media, but we don't have a strategic system in place to finalize the sale, to keep the customer, or to duplicate what the heck we just did to get the sale. So the Jot form is a great example of creating a sales system when you go to post on social media. And so all week long in our team page, we are going to dive into creating that sales funnel. And I'm going to ask questions and just kind of walk you through why you want to do this. And here's the thing, you guys, when you start utilizing this, because you're going to make your Jot form in 15 minutes. It takes 15 minutes to make the gut health one and 15 minutes to make the business one. And that's for somebody that's like, man, I'm not sure about this. If you're tech savvy, you'll do it even quicker. Once you have used this, now you don't have to get on social media every day, all day long. Oh my gosh, no one's buying from me. I'm stressed out. Now you're being intentional. Now that amazing triplex reel that you made 3 months ago that you're really proud of, you can revisit that and you can post it to your stories, and then you can create 3 to 4 slides. And then the call to action, the last step they take is on that 4th slide with your Jot form link. And it's like, fill this out if you related to any of the above, so I can get you started on the system that you want. Okay. I have to read the chat because I'm seeing messages, but I didn't know what it said. You can copy and someone else in the clinic. Okay. So Hannah, for example, all that you have to do tonight is go to jotform.com and create your free account. That's all you have to do tonight. Tomorrow in my team page, I'm going to walk through, I'm going to screen share and show you how to do it. If you want to stay on this Zoom after I end the recording, I will even show you right now for those of you that can stay on. Okay. But let me tell you something. I watched other 6, 7, 8, 9-star diamonds doing this for months and thought to myself, who am I to make a Jot form? I don't have time for that. I don't even know if I'll stick with it, right? All the thoughts that some of you are having right now, I get it. And then I decided, no, I do have the time. Life is beautiful. My kids can burn the house down in 15 minutes no matter what I'm doing. It is fine. I'm going to make the Jot form. And so I sat there and I created it. And now I'm popping out. Like, you guys message me and you're like, can I borrow that? Those of you that have made your Jot forms, you're like, I get it. So I call my business, my product one, my Healthy Girl Summer Quiz, my Hot Mom Summer Quiz, my Gut Health Questionnaire, your Gut Health Quiz. Plexus doesn't offer this. They don't have anything for us. If you're putting a share cart link in your stories, there is no way to track who was interested and who clicked on that. There's no way to track it. But if you use a Jot form, they have to provide their email, their cell phone, their Instagram handle. They have to fill out their stress level, if they're tired, moody, Judy, fat, all the thing, whatever they want to tell you on that form. And then you get an email, ding, somebody has filled out your gut health questionnaire. And I open it and it's like, Sarah Smith is stressed out, not sleeping, craving sugar. And then it'll say, tell me about yourself at the bottom. She'll be like, I used Plexus 7 years ago, but I know it works. I want back on it. Can you help me order gut health stuff? That's usually what they say. Or, I've never used supplements before. I'm nervous. I want to, please only make me a cart if it tastes good. Like, people are really funny. They'll just tell you all the things. But not only do you have that little ding in your email, but you can create a folder in your email to move all those Jot forms to. And now you have a follow-up system, because all these people that have filled it out, whether or not they purchase, right now we're creating habits. I don't care if you make a sale right now. I do not care. I want you to get good at this. I want you to feel confident in this as a system. And then you can start following up with these people. I also love that in the notes of my phone, I have my link to my gut health quiz. And then if they fill it out, what I'm going to suggest. So I'm going to be like, hey, Hannah, I got your intake and I'm so excited that you have asked me for help. I've been using gut health supplements for 10 years. I swear it's the holy grail of supplements. And here's exactly what you need. Your posture matters here. Your conversation, the words you use matter. If you go into it and you're like, Hannah, you filled out my link and I want to help. No, 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 no. I have exactly what you need. I already made you a cart. You're going to start on Triplex. I'm going to check in with you every Friday. I will always match your energy, but here's what I need from you. I need you to drink water. I need you to take before photos. I need you to get freaking stoked and get those products out where you can see them. Send me a picture of them on your counter. You're just getting really excited and you're matching them where they're at. Because if you don't do that and you don't have verbiage of what you're going to say to every person that does this, what's going to happen? Like right now, I have 3 jot forms in my email from last night I have not responded to because I have not been in a good mindset to sit and do my system. I don't want to go off the handle. I don't want to be like, hey, babe, here's the link. No, no, no. I have a system in place. I know what I'm going to say. I have the share cart already made. I have this is what I expect from you as a customer. From me, you can expect A, B, and C. Like I have all that typed up in the notes in my phone. If that is a system and the people that I'm doing that with reorder and share on social media. The people I don't do that with, guess what? They gone. They gone. And I take ownership for that. Okay. And now it is hard to look back over 10 years and be like, oh, if I would have had this 7 years ago, but I don't. I did it. I have it now and I'm going to own it and have so much gratitude for this tool and resource now. I'm going to show you guys how to have it so that you feel confident and equipped to give your customers the best experience. And it's a free resource. It's a free tool. Okay. I'm going to hit